Yo, 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 welcome to another day of cashing props with Kirk. Here I'm going to be outlining my free player props and value plays and a parlay for Sunday, May 12th. I'm excited here today as of the time of recording this. It's Saturday afternoon, so I'm going to recap Friday night quickly. I went 3-0 in the NBA, swept the board. I mean, it was a good night. So you can find my alley-oop play where I dish you the play. You just got to lock in with me. My favorite player prop of the day and another NBA play in my NBA three-pointer package over on Pick Dawgz Premium. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to Pick Dawgz YouTube. And if you want free player prop and betting tools, that's also over on the Pick Dawgz website. But let's get into tonight's games. First, we have the Knicks versus Pacers. The Knicks are coming off a loss in Indiana, and it was a tight game all around. It was a great game to watch, back and forth. The Knicks did seem to miss OG a little bit, but they did have the game in their hands. They were up 5 going into the fourth, so they could have pulled it off. They just scored, I think, 8 points in the final 10 minutes or something, so they choked that one away. And shout out Andrew Nemhard for hitting that three. That was clutch. That was clutch. But anyways, let's get into it. My stat of the day, or my player prop stat of the day, is going to be Halliburton over 3.5 threes at -106. Halliburton, I think, has realized that he needs to score in this series. He was passing a lot more, and Siakam was scoring a lot more against the Bucks. But here you can tell, especially in the last 2 games, Halliburton has been scoring a lot. He had 6 of 16 threes and 7 of 11 in his last 2 games. 6 of 16 isn't great, but the volume is there. He shot 10 plus threes in 6 of his last 7 games, and it seems to be working, especially with how much he's hitting them. So I like Halliburton in this spot to go over 3.5 threes at -106 value. And I think the line should probably be a little bit higher, to be honest, with just how many he's shooting and making in the past 2 games. So let's lock that in. My value play of the day here is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein double-double. He's logging a ton of minutes, and especially with OG out, there's a lot more room for him to score, and also needs to be more on the glass. He's already been doing that, but even more emphasis on that. He has gone and scored 10 plus points in 3 of his last 4 games, and the Knicks are a gritty team. He is on the offensive boards, he's on the defensive boards, and they get a lot of offensive boards. That's kind of their mantra right now. Grind, get rebounds, and put it back in. So he did have 1 game with double-digit rebounding in this series already. So at +165 value, I think it's a good value play here. I didn't like anything too much here with DiVincenzo to lead the game in threes. It was like +105 or something, which isn't good with how Halliburton's been shooting. So not much value there. So this is my favorite value play here. And that concludes the Knicks versus Pacers part of it. So let's go over to the Nuggets versus Wolves, where the Nuggets actually blew out the Wolves in their own house, which I like. I want a good series in this between these 2 teams, but I would like a closer game 4. So hopefully we get one. First, I'm going to take Jamal Murray over 21.5 points at -122 for my free player prop of the game. I think this is great value. He dropped 24 in game 3, and he's just shown that I think it's playoff Murray time. Playoff Jamal is here, I think. I think he realizes that Jokic can't do it all. And last year, when Jokic and Murray were both hitting on all cylinders, they were the best team in the league, and they won the championship. So I think Murray knows he needs to get going early, because he's played terrible in the first half. And Malone clearly game planned to get him some better looks in game 3. So I expect some adjustments from Minnesota, but when Murray starts finding his groove, it's hard to slow him down. So I like this spot for Murray over 21.5 points. So let's lock that in. And then for my stat leader of the game, I got Cat to lead the game in threes. I really do like this at +600. He hit 4 in the last game, and Porter also did, but Porter's one of the favorites at like +150 to lead the game in threes. And then there's also Ant. I don't know why Ant has better value than Cat, to be honest. Cat's probably the best 3-point shooter on Minnesota, if I had to name one. And just how he's been shooting. He's hit 3 or more in 4 of his last 5 games. I do think he needs to hit 4 or 5 to be the leader in this game with Porter and maybe Ant. I don't know why the books like Ant so much in this spot, but I think the value is on Cat at plus 600 here. And yeah, that's the line I'm going to be taking. So let's lock that in. And it is also dead heat this play. So say him and Porter each end with 4, then you would split the money at plus 600. So that would go to plus 300, and it would still be a good value win for us here. So let's go to the parlay of the day with plus 492 odds. I'm going to go with Aaron Gordon over 0.53s at minus 120 for my first play in this parlay. He's hit 3 threes in game 1 or game 2 and game 3, which is pretty shocking. He doesn't shoot threes a lot, but he's been hitting them. So for him to only hit 1 here when he's had 6 in the last 2 games, I like it. And with minus 120, I think it's a pretty solid line here. So let's throw that in there. Then I'm going to go KCP under 8.5 points, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, as he's only shot 6 times or less. He's shot 6 times or less in his last 3 games, and he's really their 5th option on the court. I mean, it's Jokic, Murray, Porter, and I'd say Aaron Gordon definitely, and he's obviously shown he scores a lot more than KCP. So KCP is kind of an afterthought here, and I think the 8.5 line is just a little bit too high. He could definitely get it, but for this, I'm going to throw KCP in here. I think the Nuggets will try to go to their big guns again to grab this game 4 win and tie the series. Last, I'm just going to throw in Halliburton over 3.5 threes. I really like this play as I described earlier. So let's lock that in for a total parlay of plus 492. That's a solid parlay. So if you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for me, please feel free to tell me. And also, I'd love to hear your favorite props of the day. So drop those in the comments, and make sure to also check out my Insta. And yeah, let's have a good day betting. Remember, my best plays are over on Pickdawgz Premium. And yeah, have a good one, and let's get some dubs today. Thank you, everyone.